intriguing irises. Is this a lily? Adelia asked, looking at a monocot flower with 3 sepals and 3 petals of similar size and color. Shanleyas said. Look closer, Adelia. Adelia, Caitlin, and Peter hovered around the flower. Hey, why are there 3 extra petals in the middle? Peter wondered. I don't see any stamens, Caitlin commented. Start at the outside and work inward, Shanley reminded them. To understand the flower better, the kids started at the outside and removed the 3 colored sepals that looked like petals. Then they removed the 3 true petals, leaving the 3 mystery petals in the center of the flower. Where are the stamens? Caitlin wondered. Look, Peter exclaimed. There were 3 hidden stamens, each one snuggled up against the remaining mystery petals. They removed the 3 stamens so that the only thing left was the pistil with the funny petals growing out of the top. That's weird, Caitlin said. These petals are growing where the stigmas should be. That's right, Caitlin. The iris has 3 petaloid or petal-like stigmas, Shanleyas said. Awesome! Exclaimed Peter. In the iris family, only iris and gladiolus have petaloid stigmas, Shanleyas said. But all irises have only 3 stamens, while lilies have 6. Also, iris leaves grow in a flat plane, she added, directing their attention to the blue-eyed grass around them. There are about 1,800 different species in the iris family, she concluded. Adelia examined the petal-like stigma lobes. If there are 3 stigmas, then there must have been 3 pistils that fused together to make a compound pistil. Right, grandmother? She asked. That's right, exclaimed Shanleya. She sliced across the ovary of the pistil, revealing the 3 carpels inside. In other words, Caitlin jumped in, iris flowers are more specialized than the arrowhead flowers because they have reduced numbers of parts, and some of the parts are fused together. You got it, Shanleya said. What can we use irises for? Peter asked. Iris leaves can be woven together to make baskets or mats, or split into strips and spun into cordage, but mostly I just love the flowers, Shanleya said, tucking an iris blossom into Caitlin's hair. All were feeling warm from the afternoon sun, so they headed for the nearest shade. Fairy guardians and orchids. Shanleya and the kids passed back into the woods where the tree canopy was tight, limiting light to the forest floor. Scattered plants grew in the deep, dark soil with flowers the children had never seen before. Look, Caitlin exclaimed. This flower looks like a shoe. It is a shoe, Shanley said. It's called a fairy slipper. They are worn by the fairy guardian of the orchid family. I recognize it, Adelia said. One of the guardians in the meadow was wearing them. Fairy guardian? Peter questioned. Why is it called the fairy guardian? You'll see, Shanley said. First take a look at these flowers. Orchids have 3 green or colored sepals and 3 petals. Parts in 3s. This must be another monocot family, Caitlin interjected. That's right, Shanley confirmed. The orchids are regular monocots, while the lower petal often modified into a lip or sac. The orchid family is the largest family of flowering plants, with more than 20,000 species worldwide, although most species are found in tropical climates. What about the stamens and pistil? Caitlin queried, peering deep into the flower. Orchids are more specialized, with fewer stamens, Shanley said, typically only 1 or 2 stamens, but sometimes a 3rd stamen that is sterile. The pistil has 3 stigmas, indicating 3 carpels, but 1 stigma is sometimes sterile too, and Shanley paused to see if Caitlin was still following her. And the stamens and pistil are all fused together into a column. A column? Caitlin asked, like the mallows? That's right, Shanley said, but not quite as neat and easy to see. Can we eat them? Adelia wondered. Some orchids have edible tubers, but most are too rare to justify harvesting them. The orchid you're probably most familiar with is Vanilla plenifolia. The immature seed pods are the source of common vanilla. I love vanilla, Peter said. My mother adds vanilla to her cookies and cakes. Oh, and I wish I had a vanilla cream soda. Suddenly there was a sparkling glitter of fairy dust in the air, and 4 bottles of vanilla cream soda magically appeared beside the fairy slipper orchids. The kids' eyes went wide with delight. "Thank you, wherever you are," they said aloud to the forest. They enjoyed their cream sodas and continued down the trail. Overhead, the afternoon sky began to fill with clouds. The deadly nightshades. Walking along the trail, Adelia absent-mindedly ate a juicy red berry without stopping to ask what it was, but Peter saw her do it. "Adelia!" he yelled. "That's poisonous!" Adelia caught the bitter flavor in her mouth and immediately spit it out. "Is poisonous?" she asked. "Yes, it is poisonous," Adelia Shanleyas said, "but one berry won't kill you. You'll be okay. You just discovered bittersweet nightshade from the nightshade family." Picking another berry off the vine, Shanley asked, "What does this fruit remind you of?" "It looks like a little tomato," Caitlin spoke up. "That's right," Shanley said. "The nightshade family includes many wonderful edibles like tomatoes, potatoes, bell peppers, red peppers, paprika, tomatillo, eggplant, and wolfberry. This is a large family with about 2,300 species, including a number of poisonous plants," she continued. "In fact, bittersweet is very closely related to the potato, and the red berries contain an alkaloid called solanine, just like green potato peels." "My mom said green potato peels are poisonous," Peter interjected. "Yes," Shanley said, "but just like the berries, a tiny bit won't hurt you. It's the other nightshades you have to be really careful with, like henbane tobacco, datura, jimson weed, and belladonna, or deadly nightshade. These plants are either poisonous or dangerously medicinal," she said. "What do the flowers look like?" Peter wondered. Shanley picked several flowers nearby. Flowers of the nightshade family have 5 petals fused together as a single unit, like this petunia. Adelia was confused. The petunia and several other flowers were tube-like, and the petals were visibly fused together, but the petals seemed to be separate and reflexed backwards in the bittersweet blossom. "I see it now," she said, studying it closely. "The petals look separate, but they are fused together at the base." "I see 5 stamens," Peter added, "but only one style and stigma. So that means there's only one carpel, right?" "Actually, no," Shanley teased. "Nightshades have 2 carpels that are fused together all the way to the tip, making a single stigma." "But how?" Peter questioned doubtingly. Shanley sliced horizontally across a tomato. Inside were 2 distinct carpels, each a feeding station for numerous little seeds. "Most nightshades have 2 carpels like this," Shanley explained, "although tomatoes and peppers vary significantly due to breeding." "That's cool," Peter exclaimed, taking a great big juicy bite out of the tomato.
What?
All done.